Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the next installment of Boneyard Gaming's deck, guys. And today we got a Battle Trance deck for you. And you're probably already aware of the combo that we're playing here. And you're not seeing it too prevalent in the meta right now. And I think, honestly, after experimenting quite a bit with the deck, I kind of get why it's a strong combo when it pops off. But it's almost like that level of, would you consider the combo a meme combo? Because, you know, I always consider memes are decks that are super dependent. But once you get them to pop off, they're super gratifying. And I really feel like this combo falls in the realm of almost a meme-like deck. Because, God, when you get the combo to hit, it's so gratifying to watch, you know, Arngard just punch everything off the board. But man, you know, the stupidest things can break up your combo. You know, any spy card or any deck, any card that your opponent plays on your side of the board can just instantly eliminate your combo. So really, you know, you've got to work hard to make sure you get your draws. So we really did work hard on getting the deck as eliminating the draw dependency of the deck as much as possible to really make sure that we get our cards, and then, you know, B, we can get them in the rounds we need them. So, you know, here it is. It's a Battle Trance deck. I know that, you know, this has been played in Patricidal Fury decks and things like that. You know, the big thing about Arngard is he really goes for every damage unit, and I really think that trying to set that up is just not possible. It's just not an efficient thing that can be done. So instead of playing in Patricidal Fury, I like playing in Battle Trance because you can use the Margramon on him to get him boosted up, and then he can punch for 16, you know, every play next to Sucrus. So look, that's the basics of the meaning of what we're after, but the deck's got a lot more to that as well. You know, we'll run through the deck, and then I'll also kind of talk about maybe some different strategies on when I employed it. Really, I think my best bet with the deck was to lose round 1, defend the bleed in round 2 with Scenario, and then actually go first in round 3, because, you know, since Arngard's an Adrenaline card, you know, we want to hit Adrenaline 4 before our opponent hits Adrenaline 4, so that we get max value of Arngard. So that's crazy. It's actually interesting to think, but being down cards or lower on cards isn't always a negative here, because, you know, you can take advantage of Adrenaline for longer, and if he's only playing units, he's not going to get anything to stick. So we are running Tactical Advantage. Really nothing, you could run Lamp Djinn, but really nothing seems to be better for this deck, at least, than you know, possibly going with the TA. So, or Neuromancy is huge. You know, like I said, it's the consistency card to make sure that we're getting our draws. So getting that is huge. You know, the great thing is we don't have to play a whole lot of druids in the deck. I've seen many different versions of this deck. I'm probably playing more druids than most of them are, but I think, you know, the fact that we've got Freya's Blessing to replay our graveyard, we don't have to worry about conserving them. We can play them, and then, you know, even play them from our graveyard if we have to. So getting this is still powerful. It stacks units on the board in a long round 3, especially with some of our other alchemy cards. It could, you know, you could have a board full of cards very easily. So one thing, I didn't originally have Karathi with my first testing of the deck. I simply had to put it in there because, you know, Vi, you know, having Gremist in there to get around Defender, and then Heatwave, Kelly's, Series, Vi's, anything that we could possibly do, I think it's just too big not to have. So that's what a big change I added late was Gremist in Karathi. So Arngard's huge. You know, problem is I would there's a big three you really want for the combo, but two are more important. You know, you really do want Defender, Arngard, and Sucrus. If you play Covenant of Steel early, you can get it back with Sigdrifa's Right or possibly Grimace. So that's one way. If you've got to play Steel early, you can get it back. If you got Arngard, really, we put a selective mutation in here. You know, this card isn't a bad card in this deck, even though it can only draw Arngard because the Witchers don't have Adrenaline. So I thought actually adding this was nice because, you know, technically, if we have Crows or a card we don't like, it does let us cycle out a weaker card, possibly. So I thought this was actually a really, really good add for us. In this card, just another tutor to make sure that we got Arngard in case we needed Oneiromancy to grab Sucrus, or, you know, maybe Steel or any other better card that we needed to see our round go the way we wanted it to go. I've seen this run with Portal because we do have Bear Witchers. Portal's great, but Portal ends up being 20 provisions for a 14-point slam. And I thought, man, you know, because I feel like we're going to be playing 3 rounds a lot, Crow Mother just seemed like bigger value because, you know, if we can get her off in round 1, you know, we're going to get 4 more points in round 2 and 4 more points in round 3. So I think Crow Mother really, in a long-term deck, has more value for the provisions than a Portal would in a great round 1. You know, look, if your playstyle was to demand that you win round 1 and then roll into round 3 to get your combos, you could put Portal in there. That might be a way to go, but for me, I really liked Crow Mother. So Sigdrifa's Right. The big thing to remember is she does not, when you put Sigdrifa's Right, so I made the mistake of using Sigdrifa's Right on a Druid to help proc my Gedenith. It does not work. The only thing this card, it won't get crows back. It'll only bring 1 crow. So it does not allow any abilities to go off. Now, it will work with Covenant of Steel. It'll keep its defender status, and it'll work with Grimace. You know, granted you play alchemy cards. So it does have its value, but its big target is if we are forced to play Defender in round 2 to defend our bleed, we could then possibly get Sigdrifa's Right back in round 3 to keep our round 3 combo going. So, you know, look, the Bash Brothers, here it is. It's Sucrus and Arngard. And when you get these two to work together, you sit back and you just watch it pop off, it is super gratifying. And it does make this deck extremely fun to play for the opportunity to get that combo to go. Like I said, Grimace, again, a lot of value, helps give us our Krathi Heatwave to hit its targets. It's another Druid along with Crow Mother. If we needed to proc Scenario, you'll never have to worry about getting Scenario off, in my mind, especially with the Freya's Blessings, because the Freya's Blessings, again, they will trigger the Druid call sign. They will allow both Crow Messengers to come out. So again, adding these in were big. Again, the thing about this though is, you know, these are 3 cards here that you don't want to see in round 1. You know, company with Sucrus and Arngard. Now we had played them in round 2 sometimes. Because I think about this, is it better off to play Arngard and Sucrus in round 2 if you have the combo, and then maybe play Scenario in round 3? Every situation is going to dictate your matchup and what the cards are in your hand. I've done, in my playthrough of a lot of games, we did about every combination. We won round 3, we passed round 2, went to a long round 3. Again, we won round 1, bled round 2 into a round 3. All kinds of different options here. There's no one consistent way to play the deck. So that's why making a deck guide on this could be, you know, I can only give you so many matchups and so many ways I did things. Hopefully you'll get a feel for the cards and be able to make that call. You know, that's the other thing too. We played Scenario in round 1. depending on the matchup. To go all in on round one with Scenario, trying to either not lose on even or win on even, depending on blue or red coins. So certainly options. Again, we added mutations in there because it just wasn't getting my cards consistently enough. Freya's Blessing, great because it's alchemy. You know, we've got 2 Crow Clan Preachers in there, a third one if you have dropped Scenario. So, you know, alchemies are great cards. Crow Messenger is great. You know, you really want to see Crow Messengers and Crow Mother in round 1. Technically, if you're playing them in round 2 or round 3, be a Freya's Blessing, you know, that's right there, you know, turns an 8-point play into a 12-point play. So really, really nice. Priests are really in here because they're, you know, druids are at that point. You know, you could put them up against Defender for abilities. Maybe, you know, really I'm just hitting existing cards. Look, I did originally think about Portal, so I wanted all special cards in here so that Portal would play Bear Adept. Now the great thing is when people thinned us, thinned our lower card with what's Triggerbore or whatnot, pulls your lowest unit. You know, sometimes they pull those cards, he come out of the 7, so that really negate their 13-point value. That happened actually several times. So he's kind of a nice card to have in there on a lower value because you will get him to come up at 7. Now, the one thing I should mention, if you play a Bear Adept, I forgot to mention this. Siegfried Wright will actually play him as a 7 because, again, she doesn't allow their deploy ability. So if you play him and you don't have a good right target, bring the Bear Adept back out because he'll come on as a 7-point card. So another good option in there. You know, Gutting Slash wasn't a huge card. A lot of times I was probably dropping the Gutting Slash when I did my selective mutations. But again, you know, it depends on these if you've got value from your Crow Clan Preachers. But overall, look, I had a lot of fun with the deck. Multiple different ways to play it. I would leave you guys with this. It's not quite a meme deck, but it's on the tier 4 side of it. I did have a really bad run of like 6 or 8, I can't remember. We just got our asses handed to us because we were just really, really bad matchups. But after that bad run, I was able to kind of put it back together and go on a 13-7 runs, probably about the best I could get from the deck. And I felt like we really got some good, after going through some really bad matchups, I got some really good matchups that helped us secure the run. It's not a consistent deck. I would put that big disclaimer on here. It's meme tier 4 at best. It's not going to be a huge deck for consistency. But look, if you're wanting to have fun, and we beat, you know, we did not play Vi with it, but I think it can beat Vi. I specifically put things in it to play against Vi. I only played against Vi one time, and that was before I had the Karathi and Grimace in the list. I'm confident that you can beat Vi with this list. We beat Lippy twice. I know you can beat Lippy with it. You can beat other point slams with this deck. Point slam versus point slam, you should do pretty good. We beat NR Witchers with it because you're gonna knock all their units off the board with Arngard. It's the control list and lists that can play spies that you really have to worry about, or possibly movement. You know, a movement list that can move your cards around the board and break your combos up. That's what you got to worry about. Everything else should be okay. We got 6 games to show you on particular matchups that I wanted to highlight. So we'll jump into those games, guys. Hope you enjoy the deck. And this, I'm going to consider this a 8.1 meta deck because 8.1 hits Tuesday and nothing's changing. So enjoy the games. Thanks. Yo, so game 1 here is against Lippy, and This is my Lippy matchup before I took out Draco. I had Draco and Decoction in there at one point, and I took out Draco for Heatwave and Decoction for selective mutations. Just, you know, we needed the consistency card versus the control card, and we needed Heatwave for obvious reasons. I mean, I put Heatwave in there for Vi, and then of course once I did, we didn't see any Vi, which is honestly quite shocking. But we did see Heatwave, and then the other Lippy matchup I won. Honestly, the opponent played it so badly. I mean, so poorly that I just didn't even want to show the matchup. This opponent plays it, in my mind, much better. We just had a different deck at the time, so still worth me highlighting. So seeing the Crows and Crow Mother in your hand in round 1 is what we absolutely want to see. I mean, we need as much carryover as possible, and the fact that you know, we can possibly play Crows and Crow Mother for a 12-point slam is not to be diminished. So getting those out, plus the thinning value on it from the Crows is nice. So what we want to see, not a bad round 1 hand. We can grab scenario if need be. We've got a little control. We are unfortunately on blue coin. We know that Lippy players love red coin, and they love to just push so hard and try to win on even. So that's our big thing here, is we don't want to we do not want to lose on even. We know we're probably going to lose the round here, but again, this perfectly highlights why I feel like, hey, you know, committing what you need to in round 1 is great and all, but really when you can defend the bleed with scenario and then get your combo in round 3, I don't care what kind of deck you're playing, this is a good deck when you can get those components to come together. With that being said, you know, like I said, I mentioned in the original deck guide, is that this deck certainly is tier 4 meme deck at best, because it's just got, you know, any control deck for the most part has the advantage big time. You know, we'll show a few matchups that control wise that we're able to win, but just a lot of matchups that people can take from us. You know, another reason why I just, you know, Draco Turtle, this really does take a long round to really see it get full value, and then once it's tall, it's just susceptible to tall punishment. That's why I got rid of it. You need a long round for these two to really get long-term value, and then great, you know, Igni or Yrden, you know, then all that points are gone. So it's just another good reason why I got rid of it. And that's, you know, that's the thing. I usually start off with a deck, I test it, I adjust it, and if I can, you know, get a good 20 game record of games that I feel like the deck was valuable enough to put a video out, that I will. And we did, you know, do okay in a 20 game window with this deck, for how low tier I think that it is and how bad the matchups can be. But again, I do think that this deck can beat Lippy. It can beat Vi. We just, you know, I really wish I had a Vi matchup to show you guys it go off. You know, Prince William could ruin that. But other than that, I think we get around 3 where we bleed. We could, you know, defend the bleed, same thing, against Vi with scenario, and then go into round 3 where we're doing 18 points of damage every time he tutors Vi out. You know, you would be in great shape. So if anybody in the comments below wants to show, you know, let me know how they kick Vi's ass with this deck, you know, let me know, because it can do it. It was interesting how he stopped, so he got the armor off of Draco and was able to kind of stop that engine there. So he just took our, instead of a 3-point play, now we're just getting a 1-point play. That 4P card saved him 2 points a turn of passive points. Smart play by the opponent. So, we're getting close here, where he's catching up pretty well, that I want to be thinking about a pass. When this heat wave comes out here, I almost shit a brick, because if he heat waves my 18-point card, he's not only going to beat me in this round, he's going to beat me uneven, big time. But he goes for Crow Mother, and you'll see why. We still get our pass, so we're lucky there. But he wants to eliminate our 4 points in our round 2 and our round 3, especially because he's going to bleed us. And I'm trying to figure out why he takes out Crow Mother instead of our priest, and it's because he has Ursine. So it really was a smart play on his play. I don't think he's necessarily at this point so concerned about winning on even as he is about winning round 1 and setting himself up. So that was probably the right play. Though I don't know. I think I would have probably taken the 18-point heat wave and won on even, and then been able to bleed and go a card down. So you could say a misplay on from the opponent if you want. Certainly, probably understandable, but knowing that he had Ursine in hand makes it a little bit more sensible. But it was nice that, you know, again, we are able to lose the round not on even. The great thing is we are able to secure, you know, that's a great thing. Instead of having to fish for a druid in our deck, we can also fish for him in our graveyard. So that's another great thing about, if you do want to swap some things out in the deck and remove some druids, I think keeping the access to the graveyard in there is extremely huge. But again, I want to tempo out quickly here because I don't want him to bleed me past my Sucrus. I don't want him to make me fully commit here. So again, we have a chance to win card up. Which again, even winning card down isn't the end of the world because you will get your adrenaline to proc sooner, which is nice.
What is it?
So yeah, I think it's, you know, because we can get Siegfried's right, we know we'll see Neomancy back. You know, it's probably worth committing Defender, even though we know he's gotten Heatwave out. We know he's gotten, well, Heatwave and Ursine out, so probably I could have just dropped Scenario right away. Possibly, and guaranteed myself Defender in the longer round, but I really just wanted to make sure I still had Defender for round 3. It's time. I mean, we gotta throw... The way our hand's set up, we've got to throw out Defender right away. Alright, grabbing scenario. So there it is on the board. Still ahead, and now we know that because we're able to get bonded ability here, the chances of him tempoing ahead are not good. So we know that we'll be able to maintain card advantage here, which is nice. Again, in for a Lippy bleeding us, having cards up. I mean, this is really the ideal scenario for us. Honestly, is getting bled, going into a short round, and being able to clock units off the board. The fact that Morkvarg's going to come out here, well, when we're at our strongest with scenario, it's really, really good. I mean, the longer he's playing into the round, he's really devaluing his points because I've got a full scenario to play. Again, even after his Lippy, I still am able to tempo right back ahead. Actually, he might have been better off going for the straight 2-0. Oh, actually, that's right. He uses... I believe he commits... Actually, he committed... He couldn't, because he committed his... You know what's interesting is he committed his Oneiromancy to get Lippy. So that's a little bit fortunate for us. So think about that. He has no Oneiromancy in his last round draws. But what's crazy is he still gets everything he wants. Because I don't play around... I'm not playing around anything because I feel like the only thing he's really after is Ceres. We know that we do see the combo for sure, but Siegfried's Right would be great. Or Sucre, yeah, or Arngard, because now we can go get Siegfried's Right. We'll go ahead and get Crow Mother and Defender back out. You're going to see Siegfried's Right a couple... in fact, the next two games is like hugely the MVP.
Any you's got the courage?
Look at that, he gets Ceres. Full leader block.
Family and business just don't mix.
Now, I make an interesting play here. I actually hold off on leadering because I have I can go get another Clocran Preacher from the graveyard. I got one in hand. I can get their bonded ability before I play two of my alchemies. So that's actually, and plus, they don't play they don't play anything over a 7 anyways. So I really don't need to go tall here with my on guard. So that's exactly what I don't do. I do not go tall.
No place safer than the belly of a mountain.
Even though I'd still play the Igni if they had it. So yeah, I really want to get that bonded ability, and he is. I mean, he's obviously got, for not having Oneiromancy, obviously Snowdrop and all that, he's still able to fish for good cards, which is unfortunate.
Reach beyond what the eyes see and the ears hear.
We're still getting huge value. He's got location, which is great because Spare Witcher's gonna get clapped, and he only gets 1 point of value on us.
Just chop one off.
So beautiful. So, knowing what I know, I obviously, since I had final say, I did not need to leader here, which is kind of scary. Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have. There was no need to right here. It wasn't changing the course here. We lost a lot of points by doing it here. As he got Ursine back. His leader value didn't play for a whole lot, which was nice. But his Ursine did. But even still, it's not enough. GG's. So, you know, I'm going to show this matchup because this is a bad matchup for us. An extremely bad matchup. One that, on paper, we should never win. The opponent would have all the answers for stopping our best cards from doing their thing. But, you know, not all your opponents are aware of exactly what you're doing, and they've kind of got their own thing that they're after. So there's a lot of cards that he possibly wouldn't play, knowing what he knew at the end of the match. But that's good for us because, you know, that's kind of the thing about ladder is you don't always have the advantages of knowing what your opponent is playing. Obviously, seeing Povko on the board right away sucks. That's going to make it hard to win round 1. But we are not, we're not on red coin, so. Oh, we are on red coin. So being on red coin is nice. Sorry. So we've got the pros in hand. We've got scenario. We've got a few decent things. But again, I feel like he's in a good situation. You know, if we were defending the bleed or we were on blue coin, I might be more apt to commit scenario here. But I really do feel like we'll need scenario for a long round 3. And especially with how good their engines are, all I want to do is hang in the round as long as possible, get carryover set up. But I know I'm not winning round 1. There's just no way. We just want him committing as much good stuff as possible. And we do have full on guard in hand. I mean, we have full combo in hand almost. So that just limits what we can do. Yeah, seeing the Sentry come out really, really does suck because, I mean, that is such a strong card. But the great thing is he uses the leader proc to boost it up. So there's 2 leader procs. That's huge for us. So huge. So I like I said, with Sylvie, the priest here, I don't mind. It's still a 1-point engine for the most part, so I don't mind it clocking our own units. Now that we've got Draco out of the list, I'm always fine with it still gaining 1 point a turn. You know, it does work. It does work on Defender. It does work good on Crow Mother. You know, in a longer round. So there's still good reasons to have it in the deck, more than it just being a druid. I can't tell you how big seeing Melina come out. I mean, that's a game changer. Like, I'm starting to think he's used 2-liter procs. He's used Melina. There is a chance that I can win this matchup now. He's committed a decent amount. We're passing. We're getting out of the round. I'm glad I stayed in the round for more than just getting down to 7 cards and passing. Seeing that come out was fantastic. You know, we know that he's not going to push us. He wants the long round. Or I should say, at least we think. Now we know, but we think that he's not going to push. You'll see how I can tell is because even though he plays a card here, you know, tell someone's willing to go past 7 cards, which I've obviously seen a Purify come out. It's fantastic for us as well. But he's probably just trying to get bronze out. But that's why I played Alchemy card, because I know that even though I'm missing out on the 3rd Crow, because Crow Mother's coming out, that's going to tempo me ahead and not force me to commit any more cards than I want to. So nice to make that our first play and then see what opponent does. And of course he's going to pass. So I was just looking to see if there's anything that kind of find out what I'm searching for. Anything worth dropping out. I know that you technically get more mulligans when, to me it's all the same. We see Defender, we see... So since I have Arngard in hand, you know, and selecting mutations sometimes at least helps me. I could have aggressively mulligan selected mutations away. You know, I think you could make a pretty good argument for that might be the better option to do. Because the one thing about selecting mutations is it does take a turn. I mean, yes, it's a 4 for 6 that's allowing you to get a good card. And then remove possibly a bad card from your hand, but... usually I'm just so used to getting Arngard out in later rounds, or, you know, just so I don't brick. I really want to avoid bricking the card. So this is where, you know, Siegfried Rite is so huge for us. Because I do, right now I don't have a good Siegfried's Rite target. The fact that he uses Blizzard on us is actually kind of nice, because now I'm like, I don't think he has a way to get rid of it. We'll just bring it right back. Huge move, because now all the control, you know, like I said, if opponent has Melina here, once he starts to see our combo come out, the moment we put Sucrus out too, I mean, they would just drop Melina, move Arngard out, and that'd be the end of us.
Need a good slopping.
So I'm just making sure to see what I can play before I have to, you know, before adrenaline will invoke. So I have time to at least get scenario on the board. I'm kind of wanting to see if that'll bait Heatwave out, or if they have Heatwave, or you know, I've got still enough time to play Selective Mutations and Sucrus. Yeah, he's still got 1 liter tick left. I'm very well aware of that. Trying to.
The best feathers are from hens.
So this, I said, this is a good time to get Selective Mutations out, and then that'll be just time to drop Sucrus and Iron Guard. This point, you know, because we've got the Freya's Blessing is the best card to toss back in our deck. Still got our Neuromancy if we need it.
You gotta hit. You gotta dodge. You gotta have the.
Yeah, seeing the Sentry come out again, I mean, really does suck. But he knows how important that that card is, so the fact that he wasted his last lethal charge is huge. I almost go right for the Heatwave on it, but I figured, man, I gotta get the combo out. I can't waste another turn if I want to get the combo out for max usage.
Should have stayed put on the Isles.
So yeah, he's got his long run potential set up here.
Yeah, I worked for the Boneyards.
We're thinking at that point, you know, getting Iron Guard out. We feel like, God, we have two. This is like the most perfect situation to possibly be in. You're in round 3. You've got leader on the board. You've got Iron Guard out with full. I mean, like, I can't think of a. We're 20 points ahead. I'm feeling so good about our situation right now, and it didn't last long at all. You know, sometimes your opponents, they just have the answers. You know, a Heat Wave, or I'm sorry, Igni is just, what are you going to do about it? You know, it just sucks. But, you know, the fact that we're able to withstand this big of a hit, you know, I thought, oh man, this is game over. This is game over for us. But I go ahead and just take that off the board. I know that he's about to play Gezrus, and that is huge, but I still felt like getting the movement, you know, stopping 2 passive points a turn was still big. We still had a lot of bonded abilities. We had ways to get points. So I felt pretty good about what we could do. The fact that I'm going to get 6 points of passive turn for every alchemy card I play from here on out is a big deal.
Mother will be proud.
He's getting a lot of points. but so are we. Look at that, -3, +9, +2. All on that one card, plus another 2 on the other 2. There's a lot of points. Plus, now we can go back in our deck and play another alchemy card. And get another 6 points. Nice that Geralt was bricked. That was certainly huge. But we're in good position, and Gezra's only going to play for 4 points here.
We serve her who was virgin, mother, and crone.
I was trying to get him out of Gezra reach, but I couldn't do it. But look at that. I thought a great round 3 by us. So I show you another Scoia'tael matchup, this time Precision Strike, because again, matchups that I don't think I fared too well against overall. So it was nice to see, you know, what it takes to kind of get the dub here. And you're going to see, again, Siegfried's right onto Defender when it gets taken out is huge, because we need to make him waste control on killing Defender and then have to not have enough control to get around it the second time. So that was a big option why we were able to win this matchup, when this is, again, on paper, not a good matchup for us. You know, seeing that card, we are on blue coin, and seeing that card come out right away, I'm like, oh crap. I mean, oh crap. You know, this is, we don't have a great hand. I mean, I know we have Scenario in hand, but we can only proc it 1 time. We can only proc Scenario 1 time. Like, that sucks. I'm just trying to tempo ahead. I fear that we are going to lose on round 1. I'm trying to see what we can do about getting as many points as possible. But he's just going so big.
The bushwhackers are companions.
Yeah, I know at this point. I'm like, well, I might as well get my good cards in hand. Because,
Stick spin around and smash you.
I don't think it matters. He's getting 4 points of passive points a turn. Plus there comes the boar. Look at that. Look at this, he's got the pass. I'm so mad. I literally almost forfeit here. I'm so mad. I just was being so mad about the fast tempo. I literally thought about it. I said, you know what? It sucks, but you just have to think about adrenaline. Being a card down isn't the end of the world. And just because, you know, we're both going back up to high cards, you know, just doesn't mean he's going to bleed well either. We could still end in, you know we can defend the bleed really, really well. So maybe there's a possibility that we go into round 3 on even cards. So I just know that until he's past 7 cards, you know, what do you commit? That's the interesting thing, is I'm not in a good position to commit. You know, I don't really have too much to commit right now. I need to get Crow Mother rolling, so this is about the only thing I can really do. Just get him to try to not bleed me too hard.
Hughes are scum. I prefer elves, dwarves, pixies even.
So now that I got a druid out, that makes my commitment on the alchemies a little bit easier, just to see if, alright, once he plays one more card, I can decide it's time to commit scenario. So that's what we'll do.
Can dwarves fight? Ha! The fish pissing lakes.
Reach beyond what the eyes see and the ears hear.
I feel pretty good about our hand. We can... We don't even have to use Oneiromancy at this point. He, like I said, it feels good that he got the scenario out of us. He's got the value that he wanted. The worst, you know, card down. Does suck. He did get a good pass. He got scenario out of us. You know, you think we're in a pretty shitty position. How are we gonna win this, right? So a lot we'd like to see. Heat wave would be nice. So we're going to drop scenario again. Another big play for us. Like you have no idea when we have access to Siegfried's Right how much we'd love to see scenario get controlled. You know, wasting all that value on scenario only to have us get it right back. So it is nice to watch him commit full leader here. So we'll just skadoop, bring it right on back. We'll get Crow Mother out in the process.
Who's next? Any of you's got the courage?
Again, why I love Crow Mother. Portal's nice. I've seen it in a couple lists that are running Sucrus. But why I think Crow Mother's better is because of the long... You know, we need points in every round. So now it's, can he control it?
You wanna see a real sword?
That does hit right on Sucrus, which is a little scary. I want to get him healed up. Yes, we get really lucky here. This could have been bad news for us. We did get lucky. We are. We're going to heal that right back up. You got 2 points of ability, plus you got another heal point from our leader ability, which is nice. And look at that. Gezra doesn't even get a... he doesn't even get to come out.
Licked my mushrooms again.
Oh, it doesn't matter if we're down cards. He can play every card left, and it ain't good. So this is where the deck can be super gratifying. What turned out to be a really frustrating situation for us turns out to be an easy win. Oh, so a little Nilfgaard action here again. Scoia'tael, Nilfgaard are our least favorite matchups here. Our toughest. Especially one that can play cards on our board. So, you know, we were again not able, aren't auto losses, just not certainly not into our advantage. So again, these are all recorded in pro rank. I think you'll see opponent does make some unfortunate misplays. Almost too much of a combo in our hand here. You know, another thing I should mention is a big reason why I put Grimace and Heatwave in there is Colgrim. You know, get around, put Grimace in there, get around Defender, and then Heatwave that sucker off the board before Letho can come on, so... Nice to take out some 4P engine. We'll never get Bloodthirst value off of that, but it is nice to get rid of some 4P engines. Again, not a hand that I'm expecting to win round one with. It is certainly good just to get Crow Mother out. Deal with carryover. I think, yeah, we don't have much options. We just need to Nearmancy into Crow. We would like to extend, you know, extend the round as long as possible.
That will do.
Assimilate is not our friend. You know, I had actually one interesting Nilfgaard matchup we played. Kept grabbing our crows and bring them over, and then they're able to play our crow from our graveyard and bring like 3 crows out. And I'm like, man, that's so smart. Really did play 4, had 3 crows, getting assimilate value in round 1, and then was able to drop play our crow from our graveyard, which took that 12-point play off of our board and turned it into a 16-point play on his board. It was insane. So again, Nilfgaard is just not a good matchup for us. Yeah, seeing Glennis come out, knowing that he's going to start procking ahead real quick. He's got all of his engines set up and ready to roll. I don't want to see him copy our cards, because I've had that happen, so... Might as well probably just take our pass here, I mean... Plus, the other thing, too, is making sure that we play... The good thing is usually we can play our cards early enough that they don't get much from our hand. Yeah, let's just get out of the round. That's as best as I could hope to take it here. The bad thing is we have not seen any Barathans or cards that are playing spies, so certainly bad news. This is not a deck, I keep trying to think, not a deck that I would expect anyone to bleed on. Because I don't want to see On Guard in round 2. It's always nice to at least make, you know, mutations a card that I play in round 2. But again, we're very strong against the bleed. I would not... this is what I don't think opponent knows. Is we are very strong against the bleed. You are... I feel like, depending on the deck, you're playing into my hands if you try to bleed me. Lippy, you saw it with Lippy. They tried to bleed us. It just is not the smartest play. And an Assimilate deck trying to bleed? Oof. Wasn't sure about that, but again, I'm trying to think about it. If is he just trying to get cards set up? What's his game plan?
The windmill. The sticks spin around, smashing.
Hear your feathers whisper.
Yes, sir. As ordered.
So now he's down to 6 cards. I think it's probably safe for us to either drop Defender or go get... I assume Heat Wave's going to be pretty prevalent here, so probably would be smart to Defender up, especially because we still would, again, be tempoing ahead. And I would like to delay getting out Scenario as much as possible, because... You know, A, this stops him from copying any of our units. Now, the other thing it is it'll stop him from copying our units that are bronze and kind of brick his spies, but it will not stop him from placing spies in between our combo. So that's another big thing. Yeah, I don't know what the holdup is. He's roping us pretty hard, but I'm wondering... Yeah, he decides to go. Yeah, the experimental remedy. So he does... Even though he didn't copy any... He does start to copy now. I don't know if he's trying to set up for round... Well, no, he's already played it for a graveyard. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe this is why we win this matchup, because I think opponent is just playing like dog shit. Well, why are you bleeding with Assimilate? But hey, that's fine. Again, that's why I'm really trying to delay throwing out scenario, because we're tempoed ahead. I know that I can tempo even farther ahead. I kind of don't want him to do at least the one thing that I think he'll feel good about is getting scenario out of my hand.
BLKSHRTxBONEYARD. What's 3 hours in the eye? A pinprick. That's what.
That did tempo him ahead pretty nicely. It's probably the best card it could hit. Except for Defender, I guess. I think at this point, yeah, we're stuck. That he tempoed back ahead. I've now got to try to tempo forward, so that's going to officially pull out our scenario. Which again is fine. You know, we now know that we can still tempo back ahead. I think this would have been a great pass for him, because he would have got another damage proc, and then it would have turned to a 6. So I think he would have actually forced us another card out. And then, but once we get our second Preacher out there, there's no way I think he'll tempo ahead of us at this point. Card that I'm too worried about. And again, I know that we've got Perfect Heart in our graveyard to get this popped off.
Trust equally in heart and mind.
There's our bonded ability. I think, like I said, I just think he should have. You know, we're almost at this point happy that our scenario is going off. Hey, if you want to keep... The longer you go in round 2 is almost a little bit better for me, because I think you're just... Unless you're getting out complete garbage. Now, seeing Baratheons come out is really, really nice.
True love could lift the curse, but who would love?
Because it's that Duchess informant that we're ultra scared of. Especially now that he's gotten, you know, scenario out of us. If somebody can break up a round, you know, break up our round 3 win con, essentially, that's bad news for us. Yeah, it's gonna force out our Brothans here, or not force out our Grimmest here. Actually, I'm thinking about maybe a Heat Wave, because I really don't want to commit Grimmest. I'm wanting to be able to purify in round 3. That's my big fear. I want to purify in round 3. Which I guess, you know, I don't know. Heat Wave probably be valuable in round 3. Maybe committing Grimmest would have been better here. But I was kind of interested in getting Heat Wave out of my hand so he couldn't use my Heat Wave against me. Again, you know, I know he gets that card back, but Just very weird. I mean, he's only going to get another 2-token Chrome. Like, what in the world? I mean, again, I think you'll see these last 3 matchups. We're not favored to win against guerrilla tactics, against precision strikes, and certainly not against almost anything Nilfgaard has to offer. You know, that's the one thing to be wary about. But, whew, no, you can win against anything if your opponent plays it bad enough, I guess. And I think that you're starting to see that. Now I'm almost wondering at this point, can I hero pass? Because I don't want to. I know that the only thing he could do that would be smart would be, but he's only got 1 card left. So it's like, okay, yeah, there's a good chance he's not going to play that card because he knows that he's not even going to pass up, and then I would just have even bigger card advantage. But we're able to get out of the round exactly where we want to be and having the cards in hand that we need to have in hand. So we really want to see Sigdrifa's right here. Certainly, the only bad thing is like, we've only got so many cards left that we're not going to see, we've got to make our condition here. We've only got 2 cards because yeah, ball coming out certainly does suck. I almost wonder if, now that you kind of know what you know, would I have been better off to play Sucrus and Arngard, like, in round 2 and try to save Heatwave and Grimace for round 3? So this is an interesting piece where he puts Roderick out, and then he goes right into Fangs and then Joaquin. My big fear is that he's okay. We know that he has. So this is just what I think where it shows that our opponent probably doesn't know exactly what's going on, because he has a chance to break our combo up, and he doesn't. He misses his. I think that I've done things like this where I'm just so used, especially because now he sees our on guard in there. Which the cool thing is I now know that I'm going to be able to wipe that arm guard off because I'm going to put him right next to Sucrus, which he's going to spend his 7 points and kill himself. But I'm like, okay, opponent, all you have to do is use your coup de grace onto whichever one you want and then place it right back in between our combo. But I get it that sometimes I think that people are so used when you're playing a deck that when you coup de grace, it doesn't matter. You just coup de grace and place it right next to it. So you get kind of in that rhythm of coup de grace and then just forgetting to place it. And I think he does that because he misses a big opportunity here, which again, you have to play on this. Look, I'm showcasing this game because, yeah, you do need your opponents to make some misplays to win matchups you're not favored to win. And that's exactly what we capitalize on. I'm not expecting it to happen, but he has the answers. He has the answer right here. I can't, yeah. When I saw the card move and knowing that that's where he's positioning it, look at this, watch just clap. I mean, how could you not have known? How could you have not have known? And all of a sudden I'm like, we got a chance. We'll take it. I can't believe you did it. This should be a loss. I mean, honestly, it should be a loss. It should be. I mean, what are you gonna do? It should be a loss.
Time to get our hands dirty.
That? Yeah, he knows. So we got NR Witchers here, and this is an extremely good matchup for us. So this is why we're going to showcase this one. NR Witchers is tier, I don't know, almost you could say high tier 2, low tier 1. But there's no control in the list except for what, 2 boiling oils, and we really do thrive against units with no control. Yes, he can point slam, but we just disrupt all of his point slams. So this, again, your Vise and your NR Witchers is a deck we would really thrive against, because we would just, I mean, gosh, even their highest of highest Scytheman should get clapped. And you don't play that till the end. So Uprising is a matchup where I almost want to say I think we're favored against. So you could think about this. Is it smart to play scenario in round 1 and take the long round? Because, I know that I have this list bleeds a little bit more than I think I would expect it to. It does have capability of bleeding, so that's kind of the interesting piece. Is do I don't think I've shown a matchup here where I have committed scenario in round 1. I don't believe that I have, but I have used scenario in round 1. I'm just trying to think if I win those matchups.
Retrieve the bolt. I know. I'm on it.
Again, we've been a lot of consistency. You'll see when we do win. We are getting Crow Mother out, getting Crows out in round 1. Always huge. That's a big, good round control for them. I just don't, like I said, I'm not quite sure if I commit scenario. I don't think I plan to. I think I'm gonna wait and see it out. Again, being on red coin here, actually, the fact that he's able to get his Witcher procced with Veil, I know that that's kind of sucky, but seeing a boiling oil come out here is really huge.
Getting down's another matter.
So I'm almost ready to commit my next one, because I'm like, would he boiling oil the second one? And if he does, good for me, because that's all of his control gone. Mentors out, which is, I think, really nice.
from here.
I think that's put him a good little bit ahead of us, so I think I'm going to try to one more engine just to see if I can get any momentum going. I think we get that second, yeah, which I'm honestly so pumped to see that. Because again, I don't care about winning round one. We can survive the bleed here. Or survive in a long round with it. So we'll take our pass here. Let him have the round. So I think that's a pretty fantastic hand, actually. I mean, we are missing some good cards. Yeah, we had to use all of our mulligans there. We just needed to be able to see everything.
Bolt softens them up.
So again, we're in good shape to defend the bleed. We know it's coming. We don't have any of our combo, though. So, committing Defender here isn't really a big deal. I mean, I know that this list doesn't care. It's one thing about playing meta list. People know how to play against you. And I'm going to play Defender probably just because it's still nice to delay the start of scenario at all points to see if you can get out of the round without using any of them and survive in a long round 3 as best as possible. So I do try to delay committing things like that whenever possible. Man, the fact that he's got 2 of them.
For honor.
Now it just makes more sense for me to commit it here than round 3 because, again, I don't think he can stop the combo.
Cut my paws off, I'll bite you to death.
I really do want to take those value out of it. So that'll now reduce his charges because my defender will start getting 1 shield here next turn. So that'll reduce what he can do. I think I'm going to get a Preacher down first just to get that bonded ability like right away.
Our nightly duty.
Man is an arrogant creature.
that.
He almost did make it through the defender, but those are now locked up. He does have a decent lead on me. He's bled me pretty good. I now have to get scenario rocking right away. Just card advantage might even be out of the question here. I think this is a really good pass for him, but granted, I think I won't have to. I won't have to go down a card. Because if he does allow me to get my next Cloakran Preacher out, where I've got 3 of them on the board. Yeah, him committing Keldar just was a wrong... That he should have taken his pass right there. He should have taken his pass right there. The fact that I'm going to get a 3rd Cloakran Preacher on the board, where I'm about to drop an Alchemy piece that's going to play for... Yeah, I know he's got no removal, so... At least if he's got a surprise Urine or something in there.
One who is blind can get see.
Look at that, I just tempo right ahead so quickly. And now he's really committed one of his best cards of the round. Why, I don't know. I just don't know. And again, I still have 1 more proc for scenario, so now would be a great time to take your pass if you didn't take it before, but he just keeps going.
If it bleeds, we can kill it. If not, we can probably still kill it.
But I don't train on the cone. I hate it.
So I'm getting 12 points a turn here. Actually, just I'd be getting 6 if I played Grimace. I'd be getting 6. If I'd be getting 6 from the Cloakran plus the proc of the scenario of the Modrum. So I mean, I'm getting massive points here. And now I'll almost, if he plays another card, which he won't, I'd be able to hero pass.
Gods, not a moment's pace.
Oh no, that's right. Does he? I think he does. Again, I don't know why. It's like, we're in pro rank, but some of the times the plays some of these people make. He does, he plays a card here. We're up 10.
I'll gather my men. Ragnarok!
We're all dressed up just for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're thinking of this. You're probably trying to give yourself max value. No, there's no excuse for this play. I cannot think of why you played this card. Why did he play this?
It sticks spin around and smash you.
I'm so shocked. I don't know, guys. I mean, I was going through these and I didn't realize there was this many misplays from opponents. And we got our combo. Yeah, let's get it off and punish him.
Never thought the maid
Well,
was
he's gonna get one card off.
business.
Which, actually, saving Quinn would have been a great idea. He should have played this next turn after I had my combo, but... I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to bleed me. You know, that's a big point slam, but... He's gonna get none of his excitement off now. I tempoed ahead.
You make children.
Gotta love it. I think they have that oh shit moment. Okay. What's your biggest point slam you can have? It better be over 16. Nope. Denied.
Bow before modern friend.
He's back. See, I mean, knowing when I saw Sucrus come down, you would think. So we're gonna deny 3 Scythemen?
This house is reaping black-clad heads.
You thought, like, if you would have waited to play Geralt Quinn,
My spirit's willing and how, but down boots are killing me.
the plays. So, Kelly deck. Old Kiltillis. We got a couple good answers to Kiltillis, though. That's why I thought I'd love to be showing you a Vi game. I really would. But... You might be seeing a pattern, but Crows and Crow Mother. Again, I played a couple different options with the deck, tested some different stuff out, so I feel like I've got the best possible combination that I think the deck can offer. Could be wrong, certainly, but go for 2 defenders. So this is a huge thing. Okay, so I know I really want to be able to chances are I'll have 1 removal, but I know I'm going to be able to grimace around that sucker. Take care of Ciri, because honestly, Kiltillis does not worry me. Don't care about Kiltillis.
time.
I'm not gonna hesitate. We're just gonna drop it and go.
That is your brilliant move. Truly.
Got Neuromancy, so we do have the right answers for this. I could almost wait. Well, there would have been no point. They would have probably not dropped points onto Siri. We have cards like Crow Mother and low P Crow tokens. Then this one are gone. It's fine. We'll heal that right up. So with me, easy TA target. We'll go get Heat Wave. Take it out. He probably thinks we're good. My Kelly will go off no problem. We're thinking that's good. We don't care. Kelly can go off no problem. He's really mad at my grimace. But I also think, hey, you know, we could Sigdrifer's right, you know, possibly, but, you know, honestly, because we'd have no more control, it really wouldn't matter. But we get the extra heal out of him too. So we'll get that all the way to 4. Look at that though, that natural selection. He really did. We really wanted that thing dead. Like, at that point, I'm like, hey, you can have it. You can have this. We got everything in our hand for a nice round to bleed, to defend the bleed. Again, I don't know what it is. I mean, I feel like he's got to catch up, and he can, but we want to defend the bleed. Hey, he had to use all of his leader ticks to get out, but we have no more control. Really, it doesn't matter. You really gotta like the hand, honestly. This is like a perfect Keltellus bleed hand. I think, let's see, except for, yeah, there it is. Now it's the perfect, because we'll be able to play 6 Crow tokens in this round. So I'm like, man, his Kelly's gonna suck, because I don't care. I know that he's got a decent... Kelly's got a decent amount of control. So I'm almost confident that there's a good chance that he has Heat Wave or Immerse Wrath or Parasite. There's a lot. So I'm really wanting to make sure my scenario sticks. He has to wait on that, Kelly, till I pop more units out. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Well, I'm waiting so long on it. There's no other play in my mind than dropping scenario. We don't want to commit Oneiromancy because we need Oneiromancy's call for round 3. So, I mean, I'm taking way too long to figure this out, but that's the only play that's viable.
Man is an arrogant creature.
So now he's gonna feel good about dropping his Kelly, but that's fine because we don't care. He can eat those 2 tokens all day. And I was actually thinking he was gonna pass. I thought, man, he might pass. He does. He go ahead and thinks that's prime opportunity to go for Kelly, which fine. That's, I guess, your real only play, but go ahead. Because I'm gonna drop another one, knowing that I can get full value. I've got enough crow tokens to survive the entire round. Perfect time to get these back out. So that's probably why he's still carrying on. He thinks, oh my gosh, I'm 1 token away, but we just dropped 3 more out. He's only got 2 more plays. Again, 63. He's going to get another 2 kill, but I mean, again, we're just so good at defending the bleed. I'd almost say you could reverse. I mean, like I said, it's hard to win round 1 on the deck a little bit. But we can really sustain a defending of the bleed. Again, you know, could you just play scenario in round 1 and then go to a long round 3? Of course. Of course. So full combo in hand. Now I do, you know, Kelly usually does have some control, so I'm a little nervous about if we're going to be able to get the control off. So I do want to see... the possibility to get the Feder back. So we'll, because we got to use selective to get our draw here, we'll
Look, why don't train on the cone? I hate it.
Beast for you,
have to wait on getting Sucrus out as a bit, which is gonna put us under the adrenaline cap, but still fine. Seeing how Zur come out, that's the one bad thing too, is on a short round. You know, the fact that we had to use selective mutations to get Sucrus rolling, you know, we don't get... we're just too worried about control, so... There's too many steps to get it set up, so you can just see we're not going to get huge value. Technically, if he has a bunch of spells, we could be in big trouble. We know we'll be able to clap one card at least.
Those who seek wisdom in dreams perish as fools.
Your body is stronger than your steel.
Your facts, good sir, are false.
Nice win.